Hi, I'm really excited today to be interviewing Sergio Magana, the fantastic Toltec and ancient Mexican wisdom teacher. He's going to speak to us today about dream planting, so I really hope you enjoy this. Hi Sergio, you were just at the I Can Do It conference in London this weekend and people loved your talk on dream planting. Can you explain why dreaming was so important to the ancient Mexicans?
Of course. First of all, I would like to thank all the people that were there. They were so really nice with a nice response to this talk. Of course, for the ancient Mexicans, they knew that dreams created this reality. Is a little bit different, like of modern psychology, that things that we live and then the things that we live, we process them through dreams. For the ancient Mexicans, it was in the other way. First you dream it and then you have it. For example, one of my teachers always tells to me, look how people in all the languages of the world speak and you will discover the ancient secrets of the civilizations. So if you notice, in every language you say the job of my dreams, the house of my dreams, my worst nightmare, all these kind of things. So it means that you first dream it and then you experience it. So in the ancient Mexico, what is called Nahualism, that Nahual is like the energetic body that you use for dreaming, and also for the ancient Mexicans, like the energetic body who you are when you pass away. So it's to learn how to create your life through your dreams. And it's not about lucid dreaming, that's other thing, that is to get awareness of your dream. These are like disciplines that you do before falling asleep and when you wake up to create your life through your dreams. How you will discover that it was effective? When you get it, what you planted in your dreams, then is that you dreamt it. And now, because I learned from the tradition in Mexico, and everything is called like dreams that flower. But now I know through science that those states, the one before you fall asleep that is called hypnagogic, and the one that when you wake up is hypnopompic. So you are like programming yourself in the moment before falling asleep and then when you wake up to create your life through your dreams.
And so can you plant anything when you're choosing to dream plant, or what kinds of things should you choose to work with?
It could be everything. We use archetypes. Actually, because now, like a lot of people say, don't worry, it was only a dream, when they have nightmares and all those things. But if you, for example, if you see what Freud and Jung said, they were obsessed with dreams,
right,
and with the language of dreams. So through archetypes you can plant healing dreams, abundance dreams, you can heal other people, for healing relationships, for example, for art, for purification, for destroying your problems. And there are archetypes for everything.
No, absolutely. And you use quite often animal archetypes. Can you explain why you use animals?
Yeah, of course. Animals were one of the main things that the ancient people of every culture had to deal with. They were in their life. So for example, and I use animals in a first stage, because in a like more advanced kind of dreaming we use elements, for example rain, fire. So for the if you see, I love this way of seeing dreams because it has no psychology. It is not about understanding yourself. It is about, for example, the things that the ancient people have to deal with, that it was life and death, measure if something was big or small, the directions that were like in all the cultures, what the north energy meant, the south, the east, the heavens and the underworlds. And then animals, plants and the elements. So with that you get like a complete language of dreaming.
And you can work with that and actually create any kinds of dreams and be very creative in the way that you develop them.
Yeah, that's why I love it, because you are doing like your video clips or films every night. Because, for example, rain means purification, and the serpent is the symbol of healing. So, for example, if you have a problem and you use a serpent, and then you can dream that is raining over that serpent, so it's the purification of the sickness. So then you can begin with this language of elements, directions, and all those things to create these kind of stories. For example, fire in dreams means destruction. So, for example, if I have a visualization of a tumor or something like that, and I put fire, it gets destructed.
Yes.
And it's really powerful, because if you think, when you're in your waking state, there is mind, there is fear.
Yeah.
But in your dream state, it will come as it is. It doesn't matter if you like it or if you not.
Yeah.
So you are really in your unconscious.
Yes.
And it's the most powerful way to work. Not in the conscious that I wish for this and those other things. Directly in your unconscious mind, what ancient Mexicans call the Nahual.
Yeah. And obviously lamas, Tibetan lamas say that any action taken in that dream state is 100 times more powerful than it is in the waking state as well. So they would say the same thing as well. So.
Yeah. For example, for the ancient Mexicans, they say that a dream is at least 4,000 times more powerful than the waking state. Everything that you could do in your waking state.
Yeah, very extraordinary. Thank you. Already, one of our authors emailed me this morning actually to say that because you had dream planted with a hummingbird over the weekend, she already had the hummingbird in her dream already last night. So she's very pleased. So.
Oh, beautiful.
That's very good. Could you describe yourself, a dream that you've planted that has come about, but as an example?
Okay. Yeah. For example, like I said in the I Can Do It. Like a student, I lived here in London. So I was really I loved to live in London. I had like the best time in my youth here.
So a good place.
Yeah, no. So when I started traveling abroad to share the tradition, I started in Italy, in the US, many places that I love really, but that I didn't have like that personal attachment like with England that I had because of when I was a student here. So when I started working here, it was really difficult. Like my first times, because I used to have huge groups in Mexico, even to 2,000 people at once and something like that. And then here, the first time it was like 12 and then 14 and all those things. And I said, wow. So, and I began planning to be successful in England 2 years ago, 2 years and a half. And then it grew a lot. Now I have the London School of Dreaming. Then my book was published here by Hay House UK and all this thing. That was like a career dream. But one that is one of the most important ones for me is my father got a prostate cancer. And he looks very young, but he's quite old. And he didn't want the treatment. Because he said that he preferred like to pass away with life quality. And so I began doing all the things that I knew, healing and all those things. But when I was sure that it was going to work, because in the dreams you can also go and meet what we call the spirits of the moon or the sun. The moon gives you personal favors, the sun takes you to your greatest destiny and all those things. So in a dream I asked the spirit of the moon that it was a hilarious dream because, and it also because they don't present as literal as you. It was like I was like in a plane, that it means the heavens, of course.
An airplane, like
an airplane, You know, and there was like the flight attendant coming and asking people, chicken or meat, chicken or meat. And then I recognized the codexes that we have of the Asian Mexicans to recognize the moon in the flight attendant. And I said, the healing of my father. And she said, the flight attendant, you got it. And then kept on offering chicken or meat to the rest of us. And that's when I was sure that he was going to be healed. And he was healed.
fantastic. How extraordinary.
And for me that was really important. And of course many of my students, for example, some of them couldn't get pregnant and they got. Once, for example, like a Mexican boy said that he was doing like a budget for a big company and he was $1 million over the competence, so they thought that they weren't going to be chosen.
Right.
And then he dreamt that he was chosen, and then he told his boss, if we don't get the contract, I quit. Because he was sure, because of the dream. And they got it. So yeah, I have like tons of testimonies of what the power of dreams can.
Because people go on your radio show every week in Mexico, or the show you were doing, and talk about their experiences.
Yeah. No, I was every day, and every day people were calling that about the healing techniques, because I also use the healing techniques of the ancient Mexicans and all those things, and they were giving testimonies that, for example, that same boy gave in the radio show that I didn't expect, because I called him to give the testimony of the $1 million contract, and then he entered to the radio show saying, "Dreaming saved my life."
Right.
And I said, okay, how? I knew it in the radio, because he said, because I had this prophetic dream in which I was invited by my friends to a trip to La Marquesa, that is close to Mexico City, and he saw how they were going to crash, and in the exact kilometer and all those things, and how he was going to pass away.
Right.
So he refused to go, and then the other ones went, and they had the accident in the same kilometer, exactly how he dreamt it.
Wow.
And the people began calling in the radio, why he didn't tell the others and all those things, but he was so young, like he said, like
he was an idiot,
or the freaky one that was saying, no, I dreamt that we were going, so he didn't tell them. But it was exactly, so that was the main phrase that he did in like entering to the radio show, like for telephone, that dreaming literally saved my life.
Wow, amazing. So, and you've been teaching the Dream School in Mexico for many years, and now we're really lucky that you brought that to the UK. What kinds of things are you teaching people at the Dream School? I mean, I know this a little bit, but I'd love you to share that with other people, because I'm lucky enough to be attending that.
Yeah, I was really lucky, because a lot of people think that there are a lot of teachers of the ancient techniques of Mexico still, and they are not. So I was very lucky to find two that held like two lineages. One is Xolotl, that you have met him, that he's not really practicing, but he documented completely, because he found the other practitioners that were left, or one lineage that is called the Tall lineage, that has been passed from master to student from 1460 years. So the practices of that lineage starts, for example, with the use of masks, that in the ancient times was done in a river, but now it's done in a mirror, so that you get used to see yourself, so that you begin appearing in your dreams. And also, because I was hearing the Robert Holden talking, I Can Do It, and it's very similar, that identification between your face and your story.
Yes.
When you began disapproving yourself in the mirror and all those things. And I said, you begin using masks in front of a mirror to break. To break like the identification with your history, with your story in the mirror, and you begin talking about your life and all those things with masks. That is amazing, because sometimes you begin laughing, because it's like the butterfly saying, my mother was terrible and I had been rejected and and then you stop believing in your own life. We also teach the obsidian mirror, that I think is, of all the things that I do, I love it. Is to begin seeing all the parts of your unconscious according to the ancient Mexicans. The idea of you, your enemy, and all those things, and then moving the eyes in a certain way that you disappear in the mirror. And that is that your story begins, so you command, with my reflection disappears my story. The idea of me, the part of me that attacks me. Then the main thing is how to fall asleep. and then how to wake up to create your life through your dreams. And then is that I love the map of dreamland, the heavens, the underworlds, and all those things. And very sophisticated techniques about how to begin slowing the rhythm of your heart, until you get into the dream paralysis. And that is one of the ways to achieve that you are dreaming without losing consciousness.
Right. So Sergio, would you mind giving an example of how to dream plant for people, the actual techniques that you share with people?
Of course. What we call Mexicatsin, that's the ancient name, in Nahuatl. Nahuatl was the language that was spoken at least by Toltecs and Aztecs, and is still spoken. So Mexicatsin means like the wise Mexica people. Mexica doesn't mean Mexican, because Mexico comes from a word that is the place of the navel of the moon. That is, I am telling this because the navel will be important here. So, the technique for planting dreams is based in 5 series of breathings that you do before falling asleep. For each dream, normally we plant 4, but I will do 1 here, but you can repeat the same technique 4 times. Like I told you, we have many different archetypes. For example, we use the serpent for healing. That is the ancient symbol for healing for many cultures. The turtle or the crocodile for abundance, that goes like, it was said by the ancient Mexicans that is the Mother Earth appeared like a crocodile or a turtle in the dream state. For example, for lucid dreaming is the eagle, or for the spirit of light. For enlightenment we use the flower, because the flower is the center is your body, and then there are like 4 petals that are your ancestors, the precious knowledge, the willpower of a warrior, and your emotions. The stem and the roots are like the underworlds where your mind is still trapped, and the stamens, the heavens, how you create reality. So it means to manage all that system.
So beautiful. Okay.
Yeah, it's very poetic. I love like to see. I am enlightened. I have flowered. Then, for example, we use the dog for going to the ancestors and ask them for the healing of the bloodline, or the rabbit to ask a favor for the moon, like I did with my father. For example, the technique is like this. First, you go that in Nahuatl is Ixtli Yolotl, that it means you don't need to repeat Ixtli Yolotl in the night. But I'm telling you from the source.
Yes.
So you go face to your left profile. And here, for example, if you are going to plant a dream of healing, you destroy the issue that you have, for example, hypertension or headaches or whatever. If you are going to plant a dream for abundance, you destroy your lack of abundance, the obstacles. How do you do it? You just breathe in with your nose and breathe out with your mouth 13 times. So it would be here in the left, you destroy, you breathe in, 1, 2, without the hand, of course, until 13.
And why? Could you explain why 13?
13, yeah. 13 is a very sacred number for the ancient Mexicans. Even like the Aztec and Mayan calendar are divided like instead of weeks, like in group of 13 days. It is based in the rotation of the sun equator, that it happens in 26 days. So every 13 days, like the sun is giving you like the other face.
Right.
So for the ancient Mexicans, 13 is the number of shift, of giving the other face. So if you're trying to overcome a sickness or a problem, 13 times would be like the...
Yeah. The point that absolutely makes that happen, so you're right.
Yeah. That's why.
Yeah.
So okay, first is face to your left, you destroy the issue. Then, like I said, for the ancient Mexicans, and I strongly believe it, and for the modern Mexicans like me, your dreams create your reality. So here would be to destroy the dreams that created that issue, in face to your right. Then, what we call Ixtlishinachtli, that is face to the seed, the cosmic seed, that was creating the dreams and were creating the issue. So, here will be to transform the cosmic energy that was creating those dreams that were creating that issue. Then the fourth one is called Ixtlihuicatl, that is face down, like face to, literal from Nahuatl means face to the water.
Yeah.
Because in the ancient trainings it was done or with a bowl of water here, like the Mayans, or with an obsidian mirror, like the Toltecs and Aztecs and Mexicas. So you would look yourself into the mirror, and like I said before, you would move the eyes to disappear your reflection.
Yeah.
Because it's quite powerful, because, for example, if you think that you have a cancer or abundance problems, every time that you see your reflection in the mirror, you have that strong identification with that.
Yes.
For example, for the ancient Mexicans, it's very beautiful, because they say that our wrinkles is what we have walked in the Mother Earth.
Right.
So every time that you see your reflection and the lines in your face, that means that you have walked a path,
yes,
that took you to your problems. So you disappear that.
Right.
In a first stage that we're going to teach here, you won't use a mirror of water. You will just imagine or visualize that you were looking at yourself and disappear, yes, in the water or in the mirror. Yeah. Then you will visualize that the archetype appeared, the ones that I talked before. For example, a crocodile if you need abundance, or a turtle, a hummingbird for love, or the serpent for healing, and all those things. And then you will look into the front. All of this is done with closed eyes. So then you will look into the front, and you will visualize the archetype, the serpent or the hummingbird or any in your navel. You are going to breathe in, crunch a little bit the muscles of your navel, breathe out 13 times also. For example, when you try to become lucid in dreams, that is not this case, you try then to make the archetype to go up and exit from your chest, right, but only for creating you exit from the navel.
Yes.
That is how we're going to do it. So after breathing 13 times and pressing the navel, then we will breathe in, and then when we breathe out, you will visualize that you exit from your navel like a serpent or the hummingbird or the crocodile or the eagle or whatever, and then you go to your right while you're repeating in your mind, I'm a dream warrior, I stay lucid and conscious while dreaming, I find the dreams that I plant in the shape of the serpent that heals my hypertension, or in the shape of the crocodile that gives me the abundance that I need, or in the shape of this or that. Normally you do it, you repeat that once, yeah, and then you go to the next dream, because you can plant 4.
And it's a good idea to do 4 a night.
Yeah, it's better. For example, a lot of people tell me, if I only need physical healing, can I just do 1? Yes, but it won't be as effective. Right. For example, I suggest people, if you really need a physical healing, you can plant the same dream 4 times. Right. With a serpent. Right. For healing or if you urgently need money, yeah, plant 4, 2 with the turtle, 2 with the crocodile. Right. And then in the last one, when you visualize the archetype going to your right, then it's when you lie down in your bed, yeah, and you keep repeating the same thing, right, like I'm a dream warrior, I stay lucid and conscious, until you fall asleep. Yeah. So that would be the dream planting. I think we will do 1 probably for our flowering, that is, yeah, the enlightenment. Fantastic. But it's exactly the same how I'm going to do it with the flower, for everything that you would like.
Brilliant. Lovely. Thank you for showing us that. That's great.
So, Ixtlihuicatl, face to your left. Destroy everything that is creating problems in your life. That is the obstacle for your flowering. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Ixtlihuicatl, destroy the dreams that are creating problems for your flowering, for your enlightenment. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Exclusionally face up. Transform the cosmic energy that was creating the dreams that were creating obstacles and problems for your flowering. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Ixtlihuicatl, face down, like if you were seeing into a bowl of water or into an obsidian mirror. Disappear your reflection. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Now visualize that the reflection in the mirror or in the water disappear, and instead of your face appears the reflection of a flower. Your enlightenment, the healing of your ancestors, the precious knowledge, the healing of your mind, of your dreams, of your emotions, your flowering. Now look into the front without opening the eyes and visualize the reflection of that flower in your navel. You are going to breathe in, press the navel, breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Now you are going to breathe in, and when you breathe out you will visualize that this flower exits from your navel. Breathe in, and now breathe out and exit like a flower from your navel. Visualize that the wind blows that flower to your right, while you are repeating in your mind, I'm a dream warrior, I stay lucid and conscious while dreaming, and I find the dreams that I plant in the shape of the flower. That gives me my enlightenment. I'm a dream warrior, I stay lucid and conscious while dreaming, and I find the dreams that I plant in the shape of the flower. That gives me my enlightenment. And then you can keep on and on until you fall asleep. But before that, plant other 3 dreams. Perfect.
Thank you. That's wonderful to see. Could you tell people as well how long they should wait for the dream to manifest?
For example, this is only for creating, not for lucid dreaming. When you are entering deeper, and then you dream the archetype and all those things, you know that it can be, because I have had people that were really sick in the night, and the same day that they find the dream, they wake up healed.
Right.
Some of them, but then other people, they dream it, and a dream will manifest. It goes with the human cycles, between 1 day to 9 months.
Right.
So, but normally we keep planting the same dream until you get it.
Until you get it. Once you get it, then you can go to plant.
If you not lucid dream, if you lucid dream and you dreamt it, then you know that it's going to happen, and then you can start planting other things. Because we always need something else. Your life is changing.
Brilliant. Can I just ask you why it's so important to you that this tradition is preserved?
I was really comfortable in Mexico. I never thought about the preservation of the tradition and all those things. I found my teachers. I was in the open radio and all those things, teaching this But I really thought in the beginning that a lot of people knew these things.
Yes.
I wasn't like really deep. I got my teachers and all those things, but then I realized that no one else knew how to use the mirror. That Nahualism was almost extinct, and there were like two prophecies. The first one was of the last Aztec ruler, that he said in a very beautiful speech one day before Tenochtitlan, now Mexico City, was taken. Our sun hides in the darkness and sad and all these things, very poetic. But it was said like a command to the people: hide our treasure, and transmit it from father to their children and from master to student, because with the sixth son it will come back. And it was really hidden. Unfortunately, the conquistadors thought that the treasure was gold, and they tortured him until he passed away to get where the treasure was. They didn't hear the complete speech that said transmit it from master to student to father to, and so you cannot transmit from, you can inherit, but you cannot transmit the gold and all those things.
Yeah.
So, and it was hidden.
Right.
It is supposed to come out now. And then one of my teachers told me, like 10 years ago, when I wasn't wishing to go out. I was like very well there. And he told me, after the eclipse of the 11th of July, the Mexica wisdom will go out again into the world, and you will be one of the first carriers. And it happened exactly how he told me. You will start by Italy. My first book came in Italy. All these things. And then I realized that no one knew, okay, my teachers and all those things, but they are not writing. They are teaching small groups and all those things. So it was in a huge risk of extinction.
Right. Yeah.
And then I saw, when I began teaching, the changes that it did in thousands of people's lives.
Yeah.
So that's why I really like compromised to save the tradition, and also because the tradition saved my life, I think, because I wasn't totally lost, but I was a lot in addictions and in nightclubs. That like I put in the Toltec secret, I never stopped doing it until I found something more interesting to do at night than was dreaming. So the tradition healed me, and I think that I owe that for the tradition to preserve it, and also to share what saved me from other people.
Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us today, Sergio.
No, thank you to you.